What's up, Reno? Shade Tree Surgeon here on an adventure out of state. We've escaped the Wang, baby, and we're hanging out with the one, the only, the deadly, the gorgeous, long, tall, and deadly. That was two deadlies. Blissful Ellie. What are you doing? What are you taking pictures over there? What do you mean nothing? They don't look like nothing to me. Wait a second. That camera looks familiar. I'm here hanging out with the lovely Godzella over here because it's time to fix the Himalayan. Now it's not completely broken, but seeing as Ellie is a new rider over here, new riders make a few custom parts. So we got some shortened brake levers, some bent shift levers.
This is fine. This doesn't need to be fixed.
Technically, it doesn't need to be fixed. It's a speed part and some strip threads. Here's something that's really awesome about you. You try. That's a good thing.
I tried a little too hard in that case.
That's okay. A couple strip threads is no big deal. We can handle this. We can fix it. And I am not going to turn one. Whoa. I don't know if that skirt's going to be YouTube safe there.
These though.
And in order to prevent more custom parts, we have some crash guards. So I'm not going to turn one single wrench. Ellie's going to turn everything. All I'm going to do is supervise because I can't always be here to help you turn wrenches and fix your bike. You got to learn how to do it yourself. I don't know if I'm the best teacher, but I do love to teach.
I'm going to learn something.
Yeah, we learn what not to do. Anyway, let's fix the Himalayan. I didn't turn a single wrench. Well, I might have turned one or two, but that was only because we needed two hands. Always stoked to see someone wrench on their own bike, and I made Ellie do just about everything except for the final Guten tight torque measurements because I'm teaching her the wrong way, of course. It called for torque specs in the Givey manual, but like, come on, man. It's just a set of crash bars. A little bit of Loctite, a little bit of Guten tight. The old Leslie method, one finger, two finger, pinky, whichever one it takes. That's how tight it needs to be, and I think it's gonna be just fine. I'm on the V-Strom, the incel bike. Dudes who ride V-Stroms, they've only heard about vaginas in legend. It's a game of telephone. They're not sure what it looks like. It's got eyes. It breathes fire. It's full of spikes and razor blades. They really don't know what to expect when they finally get down to business. But I will tell you, there's only one nerd version here, and that's long, tall, and deadly Blissful Ellie. She's very worried about me riding dirty today. You can't keep me contained. Listen up. I'm a bad boy. I do bad things. I'm a bad dude. Don't you forget it. A license plate? Come on, who needs a license plate? Who made that law? Man? That sounds like man's law to me. I don't follow man's law. I answer to a higher power. Besides, a V-Strom 650, this is the most under-the-radar bike ever. I think you're literally invisible to cops. The only reason the cops might pull you over on a V-Strom 650 is just to make fun of you for being a nerd virgin. Godzella attacks, baby. That's not really much of an attack, is it? Not when you want it. Godzella out here stomping the competition flat. Nothing but love to all my V-Strom boys out there. Smokey the Van, I'm looking at you, baby. At least V-Strom guys have a sense of humor. They'll go, yeah, that's pretty much it, and they'll laugh at it. Not like Honda Fury guys. Those guys tragically had their sense of humor shot off in the war. Yeah, the V-Strom is just the perfect bike for running drugs, doing crimes, lots of fun illegal activities, because nobody sees it coming. That, how can anything bad happen to me? I'm God's favorite. I'm the Lord's special soldier, upon with he has bequeathed the righteous flaming sword with which to smite the non-believers. He sent me on a special mission to make more riders, one more of us, one less of them, one person at a time, one ass on a seat at a time. Just remember this, if the FBI asks, it's not a cult. I was rolling through that stop sign like we do in Florida, and I forgot that long, tall, and deadly's a good girl. Oh, it feels good. The country's finally opened back up to me, and it's time to go exploring, and it's about time to escape the Wang. Well, I guess I have escaped the Wang. My first trip on a motorcycle in spring, baby. It feels good. Today, we rode to the city of Belmont. I really just hope that there's ghouls and vampires and zombies and Draculas out here, stuff like that, because with a name like Belmont, you better have something cool. It seems like way too nice of a day to bust out the Castlevania music, so maybe the daytime mix. Who knows? Anybody watching here from Belmont? You let me know if it gets weird at night. I drove through it on my way up here. Looks like y'all get down when the sun goes down. Does Belmont offer a horrible night to have a curse in or not? Let me know down in the comments. Jekyll and Hyde Tap House and Grill. We'll see, man. We'll see. Belmont's definitely give me Ybor City vibes, but like somehow even more gentrified. Do it. Do it. That's right. Talk about good girls gone bad, baby. We'll get you breaking the law one way or another. So what you do, if you're unsure about coming off of it, is just slowly walk and keep one finger on your front brake. And so you can slowly just let it drop off. There you go. A little bit at a time. Boom, there's one. Now you know about where your rear wheel is. No, you're good. And you let that drop off the same way. See, good job. I knew I'd get you breaking the law one way or another today. Now we're in the same boat. You've broken the law too. We're both going down. I feel like it's only when I put the GoPro on that you can actually see how tall Ellie is. So, by the way.
My eyes are up here.
Oh, well, you know, I hadn't noticed until you said something. I never realized why it matters when you get walking directions somewhere and it says mostly flat until I go somewhere that isn't Florida. I go, oh, yeah, you guys have to walk uphill sometimes.
Oh, yeah, no,
that's awful.
It's only hills and curves, baby.
Yeah, I'm not built for stuff like that. You know, I like riding that stuff. I like to ride that stuff. Walking it, this body was made for show, not go, all right? Well, I'm going to tell you, Ellie, Jekyll and Hyde Brewery Tap House is winning already. First off, they recommended a Mexican lager, which I love. More on Mexican lagers later, and why a place that doesn't traditionally have refrigeration or cold cellars brews lagers. If you know, you know. But it was also free because I just kicked the tag. And it's also a steakhouse, which I think is so cool. Anyway, let's see how Ellie likes a peach sour.
Y'all know, especially people who came to the camp out, offered me beer and all sorts of spirits very kindly, which I appreciate, but I don't typically drink alcohol, so we're gonna...
I think you'll like a peach sour.
It does smell good.
Ooh, oh, that looked good.
It's definitely better than any other,
better than any other beer you've ever had? That's high praise. Of any ever beer? You've tasted dozens at this point.
I don't know.
Well, all right then. 10 out of 10 on the presentation, dude. That's freaking awesome. Delicious. Is it good? What's the verdict? Well, it's hard to fuck up bacon and cheese. It's got something else called shishito peppers, and they sold them to me by saying 1 in 10 is insanely hot. So it's just kind of a little gambling game every time you eat one. I love that. Not yet. Let's keep trying.
This is like the best bacon I've ever had.
It is. It's the best bacon I've ever had too, without a doubt. Jekyll and Hyde's killing it. Dude, that place was awesome. Jekyll and Hyde Tap House and Grill, winner, baby. That food was so good. I promise you, get the hanging bacon and the pimento cheese balls. The shishito peppers, 1 in 10 is gonna kick your butt. I love that kind of shit. And now it's time for Godzilla herself to lead the ride back home. Whoa, take it easy, buddy. Take it easy. What's up? Oh, you've got to do your helmet? Hey, this is all right. We got Rick Ross on the radio and Blissful Ellie leading the ride. Let's rock and roll, baby. Having worked on her bike for the first time, Godzilla is now taking her very first overnight road trip on her motorcycle. Her very first, not quite moto camping, but her very first...
A getaway.
A getaway. You're going to the mountains, you've packed, you've never done anything but pack groceries or pack stuff from Home Depot in the bike, and now you get to get away and take an adventure on your adventure motorcycle. And let me tell you, there is one thing you have to do when you're on an adventure motorcycle traveling far. You have to visit that friend to weary traveler, that foe to gastrointestinal harmony, Waffle House. It's a rite of passage, after all. Let's just hope this rite of passage doesn't cause some rough passages. Beautiful Ellie's getting the entire package when it comes to her first road trip. The triple threat. A grand slam, baby. Not only did she get to experience the awful waffle at the start of the road trip, but it's now way colder than it was supposed to be, and it started raining. This is all in the first 30 miles. Grand Slam 4, though? Yeah, I think that's 4. That means we probably still got one more Murphy's Laws around the corner. At least we're getting them all out of the way in the first few hours. I promise, Ellie, while all this stuff does happen on road trips, it usually doesn't all happen in the first few miles. It's raining, it's cold, and you had to eat at Waffle House. Isn't it fun?
I'm having a great time.
That's the spirit. It's the next day. We had a cold ride through the mountains and twisting roads, and Ellie got her very first taste of the twisties, which is crazy because she lives in a much twistier place than I do, but she's a new rider. She hasn't felt like adventuring out yet, and that's okay.
I was missing a crucial component, the just-in-case bars.
The crash bars are important, not necessarily to save your motorcycle in the event of a crash, but more importantly to save your ability to use your rear brake and use your gear shifter after a crash.
Especially the gear shifter.
We've got Ellie all set up. She got her first taste of the twisties yesterday, and she got to do it in the freezing cold while it was raining. Not exactly the best first experience.
My hands were numb. It was fine.
But we'll do much better today. We got the V-Strom 650, the ultimate nerd virgin rocket, and we have Ellie on the Royal Enfield. I wish I had a BMW, but my credit score wasn't good enough, Himalayan. And it's time to rock and roll, baby. Let's hit the mountains. Two cool dads on a little dad venture. These are dad bikes. Well, I guess the Himalayan, because it's true. I mean, there's plenty of guys who ride a Himalayan, so I'm not saying anything bad. Strong enough for a man, made for a... It's not made for a woman. You can be a dude and ride a Himalayan. I don't even want to say that because that's like so, because it's true. Bikes are not for any sex, you know, anybody can ride anything. But I was about to say that you're definitely on a mom bike right now. We look like a cool dad and a cool mom that got a babysitter for the weekend so we could go out to the mountains and look at waterfalls on our adventure bikes. But if you're a guy and you have a Himalayan, trust me, you're doing just fine. I actually like Himalayans. Now, if you're a dude and you have a V-Strom 650, you're sus, baby. And all you only Strom boys will not argue with me. You know what I'm talking about. V-Strom 650 owners are a different breed. Itchy fingers, moist palms, they smell of cabbage. Only Strom boys, you can smell them coming before you see them. Gorgeous, man. Oh, whoops, and I already pulled out without her. Okay, where was I? Gorgeous! We're staying in Lake Lure, and I don't know exactly how motorcycle friendly this town is. They have a town-wide 25-mile-an-hour speed limit and signs everywhere that say no loud motorcycles. So I think they're way more into people just being at their beach and hanging out at their, we'll call them aggressively mid restaurants. That's all right, though. I still like a town. Just because somebody doesn't like me doesn't mean I can't like them. After all, when it comes to my dating life, all I really want is a pretty girl with bangs who hates me. Whoa, where the... What happened?
I forgot my helmet strap again!
Every good adventure starts out with a forgotten helmet strap. I really think that Lake Lure wants you to rent a pontoon boat with your family and have a nice wholesome night out, and they want a bunch of dirty old bikers out here, but I'm not giving them a choice. Although we're blending in with the good boys and girls on these adventure bikes pretty well. Oh man. Hurricane just a mile outside of town and it's already gorgeous. Oh, they weren't playing around with the road in and out of Lake Lure. It makes you want to come in, and when you're going out, it makes you not want to leave. I'm especially proud of Ellie because the last time we were up here at Lake Lure, and the reason that we're back now, back of a bright yellow banana Pan America, we had such a good time going up these roads around Lake Lure on the back that we said, you know what? We have to go back there. We have to visit again, but we're going to visit when you're riding on the back of your own motorcycle, and here we are. That kind of thing just makes me super happy. The Bat Cave Baptist Church? I'm not normally one to think that churches sound cool, but that's about the coolest church name I've ever heard in my life. Something tells me that the reality of Bat Cave Baptist Church probably isn't as cool as its name, but that's all right. It gets to just live in my fantasy that it's just a bunch of preachers inside a bat cave with bats hanging down, vampire clothes, and preaching about the good word. Just a church full of Draculas. I love it. And make sure we take Ellie nice and easy through here. After all, she's never been through any kind of mountain roads before, and Yeah, when you're a new rider, she knows what to do. I'm completely confident in her abilities as a rider, but when it comes to riding, more technical, these aren't really technical roads, but that's also relative, okay? When you look at these roads, like, oh, these aren't technical, they're fine. Like, well, if you've never ridden anything like it, it can be really intimidating. And so even though Ellie completely has the skill to be able to do this, she's put a few thousand miles on a Royal Enfield Himalayan now, and I'm completely confident in her ability to do this. It's the fact that you mentally psych yourself out when you've got a blind turn, or you target fixate on a rock on the side of the road, come around a corner and then some gravel in the road. There's always something that makes an easy, twisty road something that relatively can be difficult or dangerous for a new rider. So we're definitely going to take it easy today. We got precious cargo on the Himalayan back there, and we want to make sure it gets home safe. But we're not going to be too safe. It is an adventure after all. I think old Godzilla there is a prime example of nature over nurture. Those of you guys who don't know, I met Ellie because of YouTube. All kind of a chance encounter, and I don't know if that's good luck or bad luck for her. After she posted a picture wearing a Brap Stars shirt, and a couple years later, now she's on her very own motorcycle. Now, all of her motorcycle experiences are through me. She had never been on a motorcycle, never done anything like that before she met me, and now she's got her very own bike. From her very first ride on the back to owning her very own bike that she bought herself. Now, I will tell you, I'm not exactly known for being Mr. Safety. I'm more of a safety third kind of guy, and at the end of the day, if I don't practice what I preach, I say, be safe, do as I say, not as I do. And even though Blissful Ellie's entire motorcycle experience, at least IRL, because she's watched plenty of YouTube videos, was around me, wearing nothing but hopes, dreams, and a Hawaiian shirt, crossing my fingers for being my best protection, she is like all the gear all the time. She constantly has a jacket with armor on. She always has motorcycle boots on. Even her jeans are Kevlar with armor in them. So she never gets on her bike unless she is fully geared up. I don't know where the hell she learned that nerd crap from, but I'd like to find out who taught her that, because it wasn't me. I think what it really proves is that, yes, I am a bad example, but even a bad example can show you what not to do, right? Yeah, we're going with that. That sounds good. Old shade tree, he's footloose and fancy free, and I ain't trying to convince no one to be like me, but I have an awful lot of fun. You should try being C. Ooh, I see another Dad Jeans Supreme out on the prow of Verses, a town of Saluda. This place looks awesome too. I love the Smoky Mountains, just like every other town. It's just full of such cool stuff. They all look like this. Well, they don't all look like this. Some of them look like trailer parks, but I'm just saying, there's a lot of cool places. I know my good buddy Mountain Page Productions is going to kill me because once again I was right next to his house. I didn't call him, but unfortunately I'm on a pretty tight schedule, my friend. I promise I love you. Also, I didn't know I was going to be this close to you today. My sincerest apologies. I am going to take you up on all the wild roads you know out here. Just not going to take you up on all those wild roads on Blissful Ellie's very first time in the mountains. Crossing into South Carolina. Gotta imagine this is also Blissful Ellie's very first time ever crossing a state line. How cool is that? Well, first time crossing a state line on a motorcycle anyway. Oh, what a gorgeous piece of road. You always know you found the right place when there's cyclists out here. I mean, that's the canary in the coal mine for good roads. If there's a bunch of people on bicycles, you're in the right place, because those guys always find the good roads. No, I always wave at cyclists too. Why not? After all, you gotta remember your roots, and without bicycles, there'd be no motorcycles. In fact, they're pretty much just acoustic motorcycles, aren't they? Especially these guys out here on these mountain roads, because they're working hard to enjoy it. It's a nice downhill, but let me tell you what, they earn it going up, man. They sure do. A lot more than I'm earning it anyway. That's okay, though. I don't mind not earning it. Enjoying a reward that you didn't earn is one of life's great, amazing pleasures, and you should learn how to do that. I personally have no problem whatsoever with it. Oh, the boys are out. I love it, man. I've got every kind of motorcycle you can imagine in that pack. Multistradas, GSs, Harley Davidsons. I love it, man. That's exactly the kind of lineup I like to see. Caesar's Head National Park or Caesar's Head Highway. I'm not sure. I'm gonna drop a link to this entire route in the Patreon. So I'm never really sure the roads we're on until afterwards, and I hate writing text on the screen, so I'm just gonna include a link for the route. Looks like we're following some fellow Floridians, so they ain't in no hurry through these twisty roads, but honestly, that's good, man. People who aren't familiar with twisty mountain roads, that's kind of like the perfect people to be behind when we've got Ellie on this trip, so no complaints this time. Get Ellie out on the twisties a few more times, get her a little more confidence on that bike, and she'll be shaking her fists at slow cars just like everyone else. Sounds like my kind of place. Pickles, jams, honey, and ammo? Come on, baby. That sounds like a party to me. I wonder how many gear changes Ellie's going through back there. That 400 probably has enough torque to just lug itself up here, but she'd definitely be having a lot more fun if she downshifts. That's the way we like the road to look. Let's go ahead and slow down a little bit and wait for Ellie back there. There she goes. She's killing it, dude. She wasn't that far behind me. Oh, I bet she's loving it. Exactly these kind of roads that the Himalayan is perfect for. A little 400cc engine, yeah, it might not be a highway ripper, but out here, while you can certainly enjoy a gigantic high horsepower engine out here, you can. People say you don't need it, you might not need it. That doesn't mean you can't enjoy it, but let me tell you, if all you got is like a little 300 or 400cc bike, you're gonna have just as much fun. Well, maybe not quite just as much fun, but a lot of fun, we'll say. There she is, waiting for her to come around the curve behind me. We are climbing, baby. So we'll say cyclists and bright red Porsches. That's how you know you're in the right place for motorcycle riding. We're at Caesar's Bald Head, or just maybe Caesar Head. It looks like there might be a view over there. We're gonna go check it out. All right, we'll say that it was definitely worth the walk. Proof that no matter what rock you turn over, you'll find something slimy underneath it. We ran into a couple guys out here walking along this beautiful view, and we ended up having a lot in common. My man over here bought a GL 1200 at the same time I did, then upgraded to a GL 1500, and I found out both of them are on a similar mission to me, and that's trying to get into the black on Karma, pretty much on the back half of 40. Yes, we spent the first half digging down, so we might as well try to climb up just to see if it's any more fun. Not too fast. You got longer legs than me. I'm wide, dude. I gotta turn sideways. I just fit down this thing. This is my first time seeing the Scrambler 400, Triumph's new single-cylinder bikes in person. Good-looking bike. Like, this bike looks awesome. I'm sure they charge a lot more for it too, but I will tell you, just walking around it, this is a really good looking motorcycle. Caesar's Head and that little devil kitchen walk we did back there, that was like the perfect little walk for getting off a motorcycle, because usually in your motorcycle gear, you don't really want to go on a long hike. And it was literally just like, just a little scenic loop that took about 10 minutes to walk through. Perfecto when you're coming off a motorcycle. Unless you're one of those people that brings hiking gear on your motorcycle with you, which I would actually like to do one day. Ellie even got her very first national park sticker on her top box. A rite of passage for any dad jeans motorcycle enthusiast. I guarantee this part of the road, after Caesar's Rock or Caesar's Head or whatever it was, this is where people are hauling ass because it's really twisty, but it's mainly flat, like flat at least compared to what we were on before. And I've probably seen 30 Porsches on this road so far, so I'm figuring that this is the one where people really haul ass. Now, we're still gonna take it easy because Ellie's here, but if I was by myself, I'd probably be getting into a little bit of trouble. Well, there goes another one. 31 Porsches, I guess. 32 Porsches. Man, they're freaking everywhere out here. This has got to be a known road. I never know anything, but I guarantee someone in the comments is going to go, oh yeah, that's Racetrack Road, baby. That's where everybody goes to haul ass. Oh, not the tootsies. Lord have mercy. I'm tired too. Tired of being sober. I'm just kidding. I'm not getting drunk. But hey, what's a nice motorcycle ride through the mountains without a beer or two?
As long as you're not leading me astray.
Leading you astray? Been leading you astray since the day I met you, kiddo. What's the verdict?
Why do you drink that?
To get drunk. Ain't you ever heard of Hank Williams?
I mean, if I wanted to get drunk, I would just drink straight vodka.
Well, I like to enjoy getting drunk. A lot of people would say if you're drinking PBR, you don't like to enjoy getting drunk.
I say I genuinely don't know how you enjoy the taste of this.
I've never met a beer I didn't like. It could be a double chocolate stout, upside down cake sour beer, or it could be a PBR. I'm gonna find something I like about it.
See, chocolate and cake and all that shit sounds good.
All right, y'all, I don't know about F-Mart having the best hot dog around. I think that Corky's has got them beat, man. They even got that bright green relish on the Chicago dog over there, and they put the right amount of onions on stuff, and bacon jam covered tater tots. Full pickle, sport peppers, green relish. Let's see how she does. Delicious. The Chicago dog was pretty killer. Everything else, well, it'll make a turd. Well, I mean, okay, the atmosphere was great. The service was great. The people were very nice. Like I said, great Chicago dog. The Porsches don't stop coming, man. I swear to God, I've seen more Porsches on this trip than I have seen in my entire freaking life in one day. Pisgah National Forest. Bummer of a name, but the road looks beautiful. Well, it's supposed to be a waterfall around here somewhere, and I ain't seen a waterfall today yet. Since this road is following a river, I assume that's where it's leading us. Absolutely amazing out here. I'm assuming we're not the only ones who want to see a waterfall. Holy mackerel, it's just right there. I thought we were going to have to hike to it. It's nice of them to save us a parking spot up here. All right, let's see. I can do this without embarrassing myself. Well, I didn't embarrass myself coming up, but it's not over yet.
I almost died.
It's so much cooler being up close to it. It makes a difference. Dude, how good would this feel in the middle of summer to fucking jump in there into that water? Worth the hike. Yeah, that was worth it. I mean, if you only saw it from the road, you didn't walk down there, if you only saw it from the kind of balcony overlook and you didn't walk down next to it, there's something about waterfalls. I know it's such like a basic bitch thing to say, like going out looking for waterfalls, but you get up next to one that's moving a lot of water, you feel the power of nature coursing through the ground and realize how tiny and insignificant you are. I first realized that at Niagara Falls, and every waterfall I've been to since then that's kind of big, I get the same feeling. Don't let anybody make fun of you. You grab your pumpkin frappuccino, put on your favorite cardigan, fill up a picnic basket with some Pinot Grigio, blackberries, and a charcuterie board, and you go on your motorcycle and look for waterfalls, all right? It's a manly endeavor. Holy crap, look at him go. He's fast as fuck, boy! I think Ellie is handling this like a champ. This would definitely be her longest day on a motorcycle ever. Just turned over 3,000 miles. This is the perfect way to celebrate it. Oh, and by the way, it is her birthday weekend. Perfect way to celebrate her 3,000 first miles on a bike. And the perfect way to celebrate a birthday when you love motorcycles. At least I can't think of a better way. Cool, I didn't know that. Apparently Pisgah was the start of the forestry program. The very first forestry school in America. Huge thanks to whoever started that up, because it's brought me a whole lot of joy through my life. Oh, Ellie is doing great back there. I don't want to push her too far out of her comfort zone, but a little gentle push is not out of order. Not outside the comfort zone, just maybe into a little higher level inside the existing comfort zone. What a fun road. This is just great. So another cool one for Blissful Ellie over here. Another ride that we went on where she was on the back of the motorcycle, specifically on the back of David from Forgotten Angels. Ultra Classic was on the Blue Ridge Parkway. So I misspoke. It wasn't an Ultra Classic, it's an Ultra Limited. That is David Tyler from Forgotten Angels' personal motorcycle, and he is giving it away. We tried to talk him out of it, but he's been inspired by how much all of you guys have done for Forgotten Angels, and he wants to give his personal Ultra Limited Harley-Davidson Milwaukee 8 full touring bike ready to go in perfect condition away to one of you guys. He's raffling off this bike with 100% of the proceeds going to Forgotten Angels. I already think that David and Cindy do more than anybody else. I know from experience that this is an awesome bike, whether you're riding it solo or you're riding it 2-up or you're riding it fully loaded down for adventure. Been all over the country. It's been serviced impeccably, and it's going to make someone an amazing bike, and it's for an amazing cause. If you don't know about Forgotten Angels, you don't watch the channel very often, but they benefit young men and women who've aged out of the foster care system. They give them their very first chance at life, and this is a way that you can help change the world for the better and fight against homelessness. The link to that is down below. We'll be pulling a winner, and you can also win a 1985 Baywatch Special FXR, but we'll leave that one for another day. Click that link and be a bad person doing good things. Now back to the video. Been to Lake Lure when you were on the back of the Pan America, and now you're going to get to ride on the Blue Ridge Parkway. Finally, on your own motorcycle this time.
Not crashed yet.
Yes.
Taking any of the turns too tight or too loose. We're doing
Too loose? I didn't know you could take a turn too loose. People love to talk shit about the Blue Ridge Parkway. I don't get it, man. Maybe they think it's overrated because so many people love it, but I do not think it's overrated. I think it's absolutely amazing. The views, like just the what you can see from the Blue Ridge Parkway. You know, maybe they talk crap because it's not the most technical road or something like that. It doesn't offer the greatest amount of challenge to a biker, but holy moly. What you can see from this road, like around every corner, is just an amazing view. Around every corner, a new wonder. We're loaded up. That stuff ain't going nowhere. The dad venture must come to an end. Unfortunately, the road does not go on forever, and unfortunately, the party does end. These dads are not but weekend warriors. There's another couple of people on a dad venture going home for the weekend. All the rad daddies and cool mommies, they're headed home for the weekend. Back to work. Monday morning looms nigh. We've got the Sunday scaries, but we can chase them away with a beautiful ride out. And even though that ride is home, a ride's a ride, baby. I don't care if you're headed back to work or if you're headed out to adventure. You can still enjoy the time. Oh no! Well, for anybody else, reaching down to pick up their glove that fell down while they're on the center stand would be an issue. The ground is very far away for you, but also within reach. Third time's a charm. There we go. We didn't do anything too crazy. No off-roading. I know a lot of people will probably be disappointed that we didn't take it to the nth degree and the next level, but that's Blissful Ellie's very first time out on an adventure. Very first time staying overnight somewhere. Her longest trip on a motorcycle ever. Her longest day on a motorcycle ever. Cut her some slack. Everybody's got to start somewhere, and even though I usually am the type of person who likes to start almost at the finish line, I like to jump in feet first with my peril-sensitive sunglasses on. In case anything scary happens, I can just close my eyes, and it's like it's not even happening. I get to be calm as can be, just like Zaphod. I like to do it like that, but hey, let me tell you what, not everybody's got to. So here's a lesson for you from this trip. Just because I do something like full bore, hit them with both barrels, let's jump in, damn the torpedoes, that doesn't mean everybody has to do it like that. And if you're not comfortable going on your first adventure and having it be a knockdown, drag out one for the ages, something they write epic songs about, Homer and the Iliad, just because you're not comfortable taking your first adventure like that doesn't mean you have to. Look at Blissful Ellie back there. She's taking it one step at a time. When she gets into the pool, it's an inch at a time, and at 6'5", an inch at a time, it takes her a while, and that's okay. Everybody does it different, and there ain't nothing wrong with that. We're all headed to the same place. We're just getting there in different ways, baby. And I'll tell you right now, it would absolutely break my heart for someone to not take the leap, to not take an adventure just because they didn't think that their first adventure was grand enough, that they were waiting for everything to be amazing, to be crazy, to be just epic, million views on YouTube. I have to take the crazy adventure possible. It would break my heart that you didn't go on a smaller one before that just because that was more comfortable for you to do. It doesn't matter if you go 100 miles outside of your hometown or 1,000 miles outside of your hometown or 10,000 miles away from home. It doesn't matter. You don't have to cross state lines. You just have to go to somewhere that you haven't been before, or maybe even somewhere you have been but you've never been on a motorcycle. Take the leap. I promise you, it doesn't matter how big or how small. Nobody's measuring. And if somebody out there is measuring, that person's an asshole. Ignore them. As a wise man once said, comparison is the thief of joy. And as Shade Tree Surgeon once said, if you really want to get into a dick measuring competition, I'll pull out just enough to beat you. That's gonna about do it for this one, y'all. Until next time, keep it weird.
Crashing through the sky comes a fearful cry. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Armies of the night, evil taking flight. Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Panic spreading far and wide. Can the world oppose the deadliest of foes? Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. Who will risk it all to end the evil call of Shade tree, army. Shade tree, army. They never give up, they never say die, walking tall with banners high. Shade Tree Army, a ruthless gang of scum, villains, freaks, and bikers determined to rule the world.